or you can do it the brute force way. Remember, civilized, uncivilized. Your individual one is about duration, pretty much. And you're going to do these separately. I don't want to see exact same mistakes, okay? You may be the group members, but on this one, you're on your own. If I see that two group or otherwise members are making exactly the same mistake, that means they've done it together or one copied from the other. Either way, it's illegal. Okay? And, we're not going to be friends for too long if that happens. And trust me, I have designed cheating systems, mass cheating systems back in high school. So I know how these things go. I was the AI of cheating back in my day. I did it just for the kicks. I didn't need to cheat. I designed systems where I could actually help my other friends cheat. You have a portfolio, okay? You have two mortgages on your books with different origination dates and different maturities. The first one is a 30-year mortgage that you originated about 2.5 years ago. The other one is a 15-year mortgage you originated about 3 months ago. You also own some treasury bonds of different maturities, different face values. So first thing I want you to do is build a spreadsheet of your cash flow for each of these securities. How much do I get on what month? Assume the date today is end of January. So you're not going to go into the year stuff. So 1 month from now would be end of February, so on and so forth. That means for the mortgages, you need to figure out the monthly payments. For the bonds, you need to figure out the dates and the amount of the coupon payments. And remember, treasury bonds are semi-annual, so they pay every 6 months. Once you have that, you're going to calculate the present value of each security using the par yield curve that you fixed. Okay? So if you have a cash flow on the month 92, here's what you're going to do. You could either scroll down to month 92, 109. What the hell is going on? I must have entered the coefficients wrong. Yes. Plus, minus, plus, minus, plus, minus. Oh. Okay, that's my small sense then. Good. So let's say you have a cash flow on month 260. You need the rate to discount that, that's 420. Remember, these are effective annual rates, so you need to convert into what I call effective monthly rates. And that's easy to do. Here's how you would do it. 1 plus that rate, of course, divided by 100, raised to the power 1 over 12 minus 1. Obviously, I need to multiply the whole thing by 100 using the same convention. So that's about 34 basis points per month. Okay. You will use those to discount each of those. So to discount the cash flow on month 90, you're going to use the effective monthly rates for month 90. And for month 285, you're going to use brackets. Like we kind of waved our hands, we assume there's a constant rate. If you're valuing a bond, that yield to maturity refers to that. That's fine. But here we have cash flows on with different maturities. That yield curve actually allows you to discount each of them separately. And it's kind of simple, you know. I'm gonna basically take, let's say I have $10 million for that month, divided by 1 plus the monthly rate, raised to the power, let's say it was 265. Yes. Oh. $10 million, 265 months from now, is worth only about 4 million using that rate. If it makes it easier, you can express this as percent numbers, but make sure that if this is just 420 without a percent number, in the formulas, divide them by 1. Otherwise, you'll get weird numbers. And once you have those, calculate the Macaulay duration and financial duration for each of the securities in your portfolio. To go from Macaulay duration to the financial duration, you need to divide by, 1 plus whatever. For that rate, pick the rate that is closest to, pick the month that is closest to the Macaulay duration. That's not technically what you should do, but I'm kind of waving my hand at this point. And given that, calculate the financial duration and convexity for your entire portfolio. For convexity, assume that all yields have increased by 1 basis point. How much does that change the financial duration? That's what convexity is. Remember, financial duration is a measure of how you should manage the risk. Convexity is the change in it. And look at the 1 month forward curve you have. Actually, yeah, let's call that 3 month forward curve. I'll change that. Assuming that this curve represents what will actually happen to the 3 month rates in the future. Calculate how much money you would be making or losing if you're currently funding these positions using 3 month deposits. Right now, there's a 3 month rate. Okay, you have a total amount you're funding, and you're going to apply that for 3 months. Then 3 months after that, we're going to actually use the forward 3 month rate 3 months from now. If the 3 month rates become what the market thinks it will, that's going to be your new funding cost. Okay? Keep doing that. That's going to tell you how much it's going to cost you to fund this portfolio. Well, you know what you're getting. So once you have new cash coming in from securities, you pay off some of the amount you fund. You're going to basically figure out if the forward curve is a good indicator of what's going to happen in the future. Are you going to make money from this position or not by funding it at the 3 month rates? Because that's what banks do. They typically fund themselves using on the short end. If you're making money, maybe you don't have to hedge. The extra credit is kind of says, if you understood the nature of going from Macaulay to financial duration, make an adjustment for individual cash flows, and calculate the financial duration that way. That is completely extra credit. You don't have to do it. If you guys have any questions, obviously, you're always welcome. In general, you could always reach me at home in the evenings, starting Sunday evenings to Thursday evenings. I usually don't go to bed by midnight, so I wouldn't be offended if you want to Zoom call about something you start. Because a lot of you guys, especially the group work, you probably can't do it during the day. You're gonna get together either on Zoom or something else. So that may not be a bad time to basically do consulting on these things. We got a lot of time, and if you guys need more time, just let me know. This is not a basic finance class. I'm not worried about those tight schedules. The entire purpose of this exercise is for you to actually apply the things I taught on your own, and you understand it better than watching me here or watching me on video. Does not teach you that much. It kind of teaches you the concepts, but if you actually saw something like this in real world, you're out of practice. You haven't done much. It kind of puts you in practice. And when you go work for a bank